Hey everyone, alright, this video is going to be on tying your shoes. There is a new way that somebody's come up with to tie shoes, and it is absolutely ridiculous to say that kids are not capable of understanding how to tie their laces, therefore we need to come up with a new way. So I'm going to show you how that way is being done, but first I'm going to show you the standard way that most people in the world learn how to tie shoes. You've got your two laces, or your lace, you got both sides, both ends. What you do is you take the left one. I'm going to do this over and over and over so you can see. You take the left one, or the right side, and you fold it over so hopefully you can see that. I've got the right one is going to go forward to the left side, and the left one is going to go forward to the right side. So now you have a standard crisscross, and then you just make a knot. I mean, how hard is it to make a knot? Everybody knows how to make this knot. To say that children are not able to tie their laces, it takes time to learn things. If your kid can't learn how to tie the laces, keep working on it until they learn. You don't need to change the way things are done. Okay, so it's just a standard knot. Right side goes over to the left, left side goes over to the right. You can see, and you make a knot. You loop this through. See? You loop it through. You pull it through. And then you tighten down. And now you take your thumb, very simple to do, very simple. You take your thumb, your right thumb, yes, that is the right side. Take your right thumb, you hold the laces this way, tight. Take your right thumb and hold it out and loop the lace over the thumb. See that? And then you hold the thing together. Very simple to do. Anybody should be able to do that unless they have a serious learning disability. So let's do that again. Crisscross. Make a knot. Hold both sides. Loop the left side over your thumb and make a loop, and then take this right side and wrap it around. See that? You're wrapping it around. You're wrapping it around the loop, and you are going to see that little loop over there? You're going to pull this piece into the loop. You're going to pull it into the loop. And you pull, and you have a nice, tight knot that when you are done is very simple to pull on both sides, and it comes apart easily, which the new way does not. So let me do this one more time. Flip over, right side to the left side to the right. Left side now is in front of the right, and you loop under and make a knot. Tighten down. And then you take the left side and loop it over the thumb, and then you take the right piece and wrap it around, and you're going to go inside this little hole that you're making. Wrap it around and pull with your forefinger and tighten down, and that is how you make a knot. That's how you tie your shoes. And I know there are many ways to do things in life. This is the standard way people learn how to tie shoes. There are some people who learned how to tie their shoes this way. You make a loop. I can't even, this is very difficult for me to do. You make a loop like we did in the second part of that. You make another loop over here somehow. So now you've got 2 loops, and then you just make a knot with this. So you got your 2 loops, and you make a knot, and you pull. And I guess that works too, if that's how you learned. And that's easy to pull apart also. I don't know how tight that knot becomes. It looks like it's not a very tight knot. They make a loop, and they make the same loop on the other side. So you have 2 loops. Make this left one bigger. And your 2 loops, and then you just tie the knot like you did in the first part of the original knot that I made. You just fold it under and tighten down, and you have a very wussy knot. I can't even keep a straight face doing this because this is so lame. Okay, I appreciate that people tie their shoes this way, and if that's how they do it, that's okay. Oh wow, I'm already got a tear in my lace. Speaking of laces, I have a video on how to make shoelaces so you don't have to spend a fortune of money. You can just make these laces when they fall apart. You can make one for probably like 10-15 cents instead of going out and spending $4 on bootlaces. So let's do this one more time. 2 knots, and then they make a knot with them somehow and come up with this ridiculous knot. Let me show you the one that I did originally just so you can see the difference again. Right side crosses over, left side crosses over. Left side is now in front of the right. Make a knot. You just pull it through the hole and make a knot. Tighten down. You take your right thumb. You wrap the lace around your right thumb. You take this the right part, and wrap it around and grab it between your forefinger and pull the lace and tighten down. That's the standard way that most people tie laces. I'm going to show you the new way, and when you see it you'll wonder, well, obviously it had to be invented by a teacher who thinks that they're educating the world. Okay, so what they do in the new way is they take the standard knot that we have done already in the first one, over, on the right side goes over, and they make a knot and tighten down. And I believe what they're doing is they're going to make a square knot. Now watch what I did. Right side goes to the left side goes in front. So the left side's going in front and then under. Now what they do is they make a backwards knot. They do, the right side goes behind, and the left side, well, I guess that is the same. But they're going to take this side and pull it through here. Instead of knotting it again, where they did the right and they pulled it through, watch what I do. The right gets pulled under and forward. Now what they're going to do is they're going to take the right and put it behind, and instead of it getting pulled forward, it's going to get pulled forward and down, backward. So now you have, I believe that is a square knot. Now that you've got your square knot, this is just unbelievable. Now that you've got your square knot, what they're doing is they're taking this and looping it up, and they are taking, I don't know how they think this is easier for a child to understand. They're pulling this, it's so difficult. They're pulling this through and then they're going to grab onto the sides and tighten. Did I mess that up, or am I still going to be able to save this? All right, let me undo that again. Trying to not knock the camera over and make this a good video. Okay, so they've got their knot, and then they loop up, and then they go under and they loop. I'm looking at this through a camera. That's the problem. I'm not looking at the laces. So I'm getting all confused. Is this the right one to pull? All right, I'm going to have to look at the laces. So I'm getting really mixed up now. Okay, so they make, let's do this one more time. You think a kid's going to do this? Loops forward and under. And you've got your square knot. And now that you have your square knot, they loop up. And they loop up again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So I am so mixed up. Okay, let's do this again. Get your square knot. And then this goes up and under. And this goes up and under. And now, I believe you pull on these ends. Oh my gosh. Okay. Up. All right. I'll get it in a minute. Okay, so we've got our square knot, and then we loop under, and then we loop under, and then we pull. There it is, and then we pull. It's not a really tight knot either. And so what you can see is, it's kind of a square knot, ridiculous. Okay, you can see how much trouble that was for me. You get a knot that's really wussy. Now, here's why this thing is insane. So you teach the kid how to do this new way of doing things, and then when he's done at the end of the day, he wants to untie his shoes. So he grabs both ends, and he pulls on them, and this is what happens. Now he's got an absolute mess of a knot. Okay, so that's why I'm saying this was definitely designed by a teacher who thought that they were improving the world, and all they did is they tormented this kid and left lots of knots in his shoe. So that's the new way of tying shoes. Let me try that one more time. Let's see if I can do it. So you cross over the right to the left. Left goes in front, and you make your standard knot. And then we're going to make a backwards knot. Left goes over the front this time, and we push that in. So we have kind of like a square knot, I believe. And then somehow, let me try it this way. Maybe this will work for me. You see, you pull this, you loop this thing in here. And I'm really good with my hands. I'm very talented and dexterous. And this, to me, unbelievable. Unbelievable that somebody would think that this is a good way to tie a knot, or to tie shoes. Okay, so you've got your two pieces over here. And now they hold on and they grab these two ears and tighten down. That is the new knot. The new improved knot. This is like core math. New math, core math. New way of tying shoes. New way to screw people's head up. That is the new knot. And when you go to pull it apart, boom, it's called a CF, a cluster fever. And then the kid goes, help, help, I can't get out of my shoes. And then he's got to go and start untying a knot, and then he's got to pull that out, and he's got to untie another knot. Instead of just taking a little bit of time and saying, you cross over, like everyone has learned for centuries, and you make a loop, and you wrap it around, and you pull both sides through, and with a little bit of time, the kid's going to learn how to do it. And when you take your shoes off, you pull both sides, and you undo your knot. So that's the way to tie shoes the proper way. This is the way to tie shoes if you are not capable of doing it the proper way, making the knot, the standard knot with 2 loops, and it looks so bad. But it does come apart easy, but it doesn't make a really tight knot. And finally, let me try to do that again. Cross over with the right, make a knot, cross over with the left, and do a backwards knot. When you have your little square knot or whatever that is, I'm just going to loop this thing underneath. Oh boy. And then I'm going to loop this underneath and slide this in here. And then I'm going to grab onto these 2 loops and squeeze down on my square knot. And that is the knot. Looks ridiculous, looks very silly, very foolish. And then when I'm in a hurry and I'm rushed to get these things off and I go, whoop, oh boy, I can't get my shoes off, I can't get my shoes off, help, 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 help. Undo one knot, undo another knot. Okay, so that's my video on tying shoes the new way that they are teaching some people. The not so new way that some people do it like this, and then the standard way that anybody who has been around for a while knows how to tie. The standard shoe lace knot. And there you go. Ta-da!